Hi everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for July 23rd. I am excited to be going live with all of you tonight with some really fun projects. If you are joining me, please comment. Let me know that you are there. And if you are watching replay, comment replay. And again, if you're on the replay, thank you for carving out the time to watch it. So just going to give everybody a minute here to find me and make sure that I'm live here with all of you. And we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. So there we go. I think I'm starting to see comments popping up, maybe. There we go. Hi, Bonnie, my dear sister, and Philomena, yes, and Shireen. So welcome, everyone. I'm excited, like I said, to be going live with you all tonight. And, oh, thank you, Shireen. This is actually a new shirt. I invested in a couple new shirts for work and stuff. So this is one of my new shirts. I was wondering if somebody would comment on it because I really like it too. So anyway, hi Sally, welcome from Oregon. Thank you for joining me tonight. So I just have a few announcements before we go ahead and get started and showing you some awesome projects. I've created 4 different projects for you tonight. Normally I know I do 5, but a couple of them are going to take a little bit longer. And I will be posting the measurements in the description of the video after the video has ended. So you'll be able to make the 3D projects and duplicate them, okay? So with that, let's go over my announcements real quick. So, so first of all, a little bit of update about my family and what we've been up to the last week. So Natalie is my oldest daughter who will be a junior this year. So her dance team, she tried out for the dance team and made the dance team again this year. It was a virtual tryout over the summer, but she's officially started doing practices. So she is, they're doing outdoor practices, social distancing. So they can't do a lot of the choreography, the jumping and that sort of thing, or the jumps and the turns and all that, but they're doing a lot of the conditioning. So I'm sure her legs are going to be a little bit sore tomorrow because she hasn't been keeping up with that like she should have been. And so that is one thing that's new. And then the other thing is both of my girls took on a job for the rest of the summer. So one of my really good friends that I work with, she works down the hall for me in my building, and she is going back to work next week after working at home all this time. And my girls are babysitting for their children. She's got a 4-year-old little girl and I think a 9-year-old or 8-year-old little boy. And so anyway, they're both babysitting and good experience for them. So it's going to be different though. I've kind of gotten used to them being here, and you know, Natalie, they kind of do my meal prep. Claire's been doing the laundry and keeping the house picked up and the kitchen clean. So I'm going to miss that. But I will say it's nice to kind of be back to a little bit of what we're used to being as normal, with being gone and not home and activity and things like that. So I hope that all of you are being safe wherever you're at and adjusting to our new normals as well. I do have a new microphone that I am using tonight. So I am really hopeful that you guys are able to hear me okay. I just moved it a little bit closer. This is my last try at making sure I don't have the in-out like I used to have the in-out kind of with some of you. I actually invested in a microphone. I'm going to actually pick it up, so you may hear it be a little bit different. But it's a cute little microphone. Isn't that nice? And so it hooks right into my phone, right into my Apple phone, and I'm able to use that as my microphone instead of the microphone built into my computer. So hopefully that will work a little bit better for you guys, and you'll have to give me your feedback, and I'll have to try to listen to it at the end as well and see how that's working out for me. Bonus days is still going on, so any one who puts in a minimum of a $50 qualifying order, you get to you'll receive in your email a coupon for $5 off of an order in August. And it's a really great way to get a little bit of a discount on an order when that new holiday catalog goes live. Holiday catalog goes live on August 4th, and so a lot of my customers, I'm hoping you should start seeing those catalogs hitting your mailbox. A few of you have this week and next week. You should be getting them. If you don't have it by the end of next week, let me know and I'll ship one to you. Something's up with Stampin' Up's mailing system, and a few catalogs I know have not been delivered even like to me yet. I always send myself one so that I know when my customers will start to receive them, and I haven't received mine yet. So anyway, what do you do, right? We do have a couple of winners for sharing. Again, those of you that might be new to my Facebook Lives, if you share my video, you get into the drawing to receive some, I like to call it, I don't know, embellishment ribbon candy. And if you just have to make sure you comment shared, because I don't always, if you don't comment shared, might not see it based on whatever your settings are on your Facebook account. So our first winner of the Butterfly Gems is Kay Phelps. So congratulations to Kay. Not sure if she's watching. She may have to catch the replay. So Kay is the winner of those awesome butterflies. I haven't seen her name pop up here yet. And then the winner of the metallic pearls is Carol Grove. So congratulations to both ladies. And Kay, I will get yours to you the next time I see you. And Carol, I will get you yours in the mail with your next kit that's going to be going out. So welcome, or congratulations, ladies. And then up for grabs for this week, on the next week when I go live with all of you, is the 2020-22 in color dots. I love those dots. They're so pretty. And then the metallic, and sorry you guys, I just saw that jiggle. My table got touched. And then the Seaside Spray ribbon. Okay, I love this ribbon. I know I give it away a lot, but I love it. So those are the two items that are up for grabs this next week. And then just a couple of more announcements about my classes, and then we're going to transition down and we're going to have some fun with this new prize Peony bundle. So first of all, it's kind of like your last call for these classes because July is wrapping up. So if you are interested in I'm looking as I'm around my tables because they're still set up, because my next class here in the basement is this Monday, and I do still have room. We are able to social distance. I keep people apart. I do still have room at the different times, so you're welcome to come at a time convenient for you. Just let me know if you're interested in local to Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Otherwise, your kit can come in the mail to you. My card classes this month are the Celebrating Sunflowers class, the Playful Pets, I have Peony cards, which I might actually have, Claire is sitting down here with me right now, across the way a little bit, but I might actually have her bring me the cards off of my my class. So I did a class on what I'm sharing with you tonight, so I could actually share those cards with you through that table right there, sweetie, if you want to just unclip them off from the baskets. And I can at least show you those at the end of my presentation. So I didn't want to show you guys cards that I did in a class, so I created all new projects to share with you. Oh good, it's nice and clear. Yay, I'm so glad, you guys. So that's what I'll be using, is this awesome microphone. Good investment. But anyway, I definitely wanted to showcase different projects, and I think you're going to like what I'm going to be sharing with you. You can just set them right there for me, please, dear. Thank you. So those are the classes you have to pick from. Also my Fern samplers. Of those of you that purchased my Fern sampler and my Fern cards, the Forever Fern, the ribbon actually came today. It's sitting on my porch, so I will be getting those kits. I'm off work tomorrow, took a day to kind of get some stuff done, so I will be getting those kits in the mail. If not Friday, they'll go out on Saturday, but I'm really excited because those have been kind of a forever waiting thing for that ribbon to come in. So I'm happy that I'll be able to get those out to you, and I thank you guys for your patience. Normally, like I said, I do substitute some of that ribbon with other ribbon in the catalog, but I felt that these projects really needed the gold ribbon to go with the whole gold look to them. So thank you again for your patience on that. Upcoming classes for August, you're going to be seeing them posted to both my Facebook page, Facebook group. I am doing the Poinsettia cards, so I gave a little sneak peek of that. Some of you might remember. So I'll be doing the Poinsettia Christmas cards. We're going to be starting Christmas cards in August, and I'll be doing a Christmas card class every single month, maybe even a couple throughout the months leading up to Christmas. I know you're thinking Christmas. We're only into July. I know, I get it. I'm doing some cards with the Hippo Happiness stamp set and bundle, and then the Field of Flowers. So that class that I showcased last week on my Facebook Live, I had a handful of you say, please do it as a class. So I am offering that as a class. And then I'm going to be doing my shaker cards. My jar shaker cards opens up tomorrow, so you'll be seeing that come out for registration. I'm going to be doing a little mini scrapbook with the World of Good products. And last but not least, a sampler with the pretty blue boho medley that's in the catalog as well. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down to my stamp area, and I'm going to create some fun projects with you all. So anyway, can't wait for you guys to see one of them. All right, so when I transition my camera down, you're going to get a little sneak peek. I'm going to move them quick, and then we're going to start some stamping. Okay, so I had to adjust my stuff here just a little bit. Move my stuff over a little bit closer. And then you guys will be able to see this here in just a minute. Here we go. I had to make adjustments for that microphone, so that is why it's a little bit, bear with me here guys. I may have to adjust it a little bit more. It's coming, I'm sorry. Okay, how about now? Can you guys hear me now? I'm gonna guess you guys can probably hear me now. So I'll wait for one of you guys to comment. I'm sorry, all of your comments on no sound just started coming in, so I just saw them. So if one of you can comment, tell me if you're able to hear me. Okay, so yay, I'm back. All right, so I'm gonna start this process over, okay? I'm gonna start over a little bit with the flower. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not sure what happened when I transitioned my phone down. My camera must have not liked me, or my microphone must have not liked me again. So I'm just gonna start over a little bit and re-explain to you guys what I did. I'm sorry, thanks for sticking with me. Okay, so when you wanna make the peony, you have these 4 different sizes, okay? And I kind of showed you the 4 different shapes with the dies, okay? So here you have all the different shapes. And I kind of went over the product a little bit with you guys. Most of you probably have seen the prized peony stamp set and dies and things like that. But this one cuts out this awesome flower. And I showcased this one right here from my card class. And then those were the doilies that went with that bundle as well, the peony bundle. But this one is the same 4 pieces. I just did the magenta instead, okay? Yay, thank you guys. I am so sorry. Yeah, I hate the delay and my comments were not coming all the way in. So anyway, so back to how you assemble these. It's kind of like a little puzzle. So you start with the smallest one first. So I actually already adhered this one in with a glue dot, and that is just the center of the flower. And then this one gets put right into the middle of here like this. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on there. You really don't need a lot of adhesive for these because you just don't. They're going to kind of like just layer right in there. But I like to secure it with just a little bit of adhesive as well. So, oops, let me get that in there. Yeah, bear with me. I don't want to rip it. I want to get it in there. Okay, so there we go. So it's just going to kind of layer in there like so. Okay, and then this one is going to layer in here. You just kind of keep layering them right down in like that. And then the final one is going to go in here like this. So you can see that that little bit of pink that I added is just enough, and I might add a little bit more to this part here. You can kind of pick and choose how you want to add it, but you can see that that pink just kind of brought it to life just a little bit, right? And then what I did is I used a piece of the basic gray cardstock for the base of my card, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I had cut a piece of the designer series paper, and I ran this designer series paper through the Big Shot with the embossing folder that coordinates with this product suite as well. It's called something diamonds. Let me look here. I have it right here. I do Dainty Diamonds. That's what it's called. And I really like this embossing folder, and I ran it through on the designer series paper just to get a little bit of texture. And then I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down to my card using some snail, or I say snails, it's actually the Seal Plus. So anyway, okay, and then I'm just gonna adhere this down to my card. So let me bring the sample back in so you guys can kind of see what we're gonna be making here. There we go. And then in advance, I cut a little piece of paper. This is cut 2 inches by about, I think I did about 4. And then I ran it through the Big Shot with that edgelet. That's part of the dies. And I don't know if you can see the little bit of detail that it leaves there, but it leaves a little bit of detail. I love that. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment on there from the stamp set. It says, "Love and thanks to a dear friend." So I'm just going to stamp that on there using some smoky slate ink. I'm just going to stamp her on the bottom like that. And then using the coordinating gray ribbon, I'm going to add a piece of gray ribbon around here. And I'm just going to do my normal little trick of using glue dots. And putting it around here like that. Now you could also take a bone folder, and you could also use a bone folder to make this flower, this peony flower, a little bit more detailed. It would provide, you know, make it look a little bit more fluffier and full. I chose not to do that. You know how you just take your bone folder and kind of crinkle the ends? Because I wanted mine to lay nice and flat for when I mail it and stuff. But it's something you could easily do as well. And then I'm gonna glue this down to my card. So yep, you can see my ribbon on the back doesn't go all the way around. No one is gonna see that. Oh, Claudia's commenting on my nails. So yes, Natalie and I decided to have our nails match. So she went before I did, and they're actually kind of like an ombre look. So it's orange and it kind of goes into pink, kind of fades. So yeah, kind of something different that she did it first, and I went in to get mine done after her, and I went, ooh, I like that. I'm now going to go ahead and dimensional this flower onto the back of onto my card. So let me, and you know, you would also want to probably add a little bit of glue dots to secure this a little bit better. I'm just going to add my dimensionals, and I can secure it a little bit better later. But this flower is so pretty, so pretty. And I'm just going to adhere it there. And then in advance, I cut out a couple of leaves. So I used Mossy Meadow, used one of the leaf dies. And then thanks you guys. And then I cut one of the little edgelets to kind of go on here. So it's just going to fit onto the leaf like that. Again, they're all designed to line right up. So perfect. And I'm just going to use a glue dot to do that. I'm a big glue dot person. You could also do this with like a fine tip glue pen or something like that. But, whoops, I put it down too soon. So I'm just going to line up this tip with that and adhere it down. And then this I just put down with a little bit of adhesive. I didn't actually have that kind of come up. I wanted it to just kind of fill in there and not be raised. I only raised the flower. And then I'm going to get another glue dot here onto this one. Susie, this is the prized Peony stamp set. So this is the stamp set that I'm using. It's part of the whole bundle. So I'm using the stamp set and the dies for that together on these projects. So it's sticking to me. And I'm going to do the same thing. Line it up here. That little glue dot, push it down, put a little adhesive on it, move those backings out of my way onto the floor. Yep, that's where they went. They fell on the floor. And then I'm just going to stick this one up and put it, well, where do I want to put this one? We'll put it under here. And I'm just going to have it stick out like that a little bit. So a little bit different, but there you get a really cool card created using that awesome die. Now I also embellished the card with some of the Faceted Gems. So let me bring those out. You can see I think I've used like 3 packs of these already because I like these so much. So I'm just going to use a couple of these pink ones on the white so they'll show up really good. And they go flying. So, you know, you could use tweezers or something instead of what I'm doing. I just use scissors all the time because they're here. And there. So there you have the first card that I created using that awesome Peony die cut. So that's how easy they are to put together. So don't feel intimidated by it. Just know that you kind of start with the smallest one first and you keep putting them inside of the other one. Okay? So it's not that hard at all. So I hope that you guys like that first project. Thank you, Susie. Glad you like that. Okay, so next I'm going to do a 3D project. I'm going to kind of change it up on us tonight. So I created this awesome 3D. I can't actually take the credit for that. I came up with the idea, but a friend was here and helped me design this yesterday, or last night I should say. And this I thought would be perfect. I don't know about schools where you live, but we're in the area we're in right now. Our schools are all tentatively scheduled to go back to normal classes. I actually got an email today that is what our plan is. And I thought, how fun would it be to give this to teachers or to even, you know, give it to just anybody really. It's a really cute little gift and it's really quick and easy to to make. So you could incorporate making this into any of the different colors that you wanted, but I really liked it with that real little pretty flower right there. So now these measurements for this project will be posted onto in the description of the video, so you'll be able to get these and be able to make this. But the base is 3.5 by 5.5, so it's a little piece of cardstock. And then on the short side, so on this side, you score at 1.5 and 3/4, 2 and 2 1/4, and then on the long side, so with this piece up to the top of your scoring, either your scoring board or your cutter, you're going to do it just at 1/4 inch, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut up on, let me ditch my glasses for a minute. You're going to cut up on all of these little tabs. So this is a little bit, I wouldn't say delicate, but it's a little bit delicate because you have these real little tabs. And I'm just going to kind of notch them out just a little bit so that you have a little bit of space to work with in there. Okay, and then we're going to fold on all of these score lines. And I don't know if I have a bone folder handy. Mine always disappear on me whenever I do have them. But you're going to want to make sure you do this really, really good and get a really good score line on them. There we go, another one. And then you're going to do these other two. Just like that. And then you're going to fold these up as well. And this holds 4 pencils perfect, just perfect. So what you're going to do then is we're going to glue this all up like this. So I'm going to put those tabs in the inside. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on this bottom one to glue that up, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of, and I actually used my tear and tape on this. So, because I wanted it to make sure it stuck together really, really good. So I may have to tear a little bit of that off. I may have gotten too much tear and tape. I'm going to put a little bit down here on the bottom. And then when I fold this up, this is going to go on the inside seam because you don't want to put that on the outside. Okay, you don't want no one to see your seam. So I'm going to also put some of that tear and tape on this part right here as well. So let me get a piece big enough for that. I'm just going to put that right down there. And then this tear and tape comes right off. This little backing comes. You see that I kind of, I find better luck getting that off if you take your thumb and kind of, or your finger and rub it across. It kind of warms it up. And those things will come off a little bit better. So that's what I find anyway. So I'm going to peel that one off. And then I'm going to peel this one off here on the bottom. Like that. Okay, and so then I'm going to fold all of these in. Bear with me here, because here's where it takes a little bit of patience to get all those little tabs in. There we go. Okay, so you just want to fold that in. And then this one you're going to do the same thing with. So you're going to fold that one in. And it's really hard to do this when you can't like put it closer to you. So bear with me, guys. There we go. And then this you're just going to kind of line up and then glue it down. And now I can get this end bottom to go really good. Okay, so there you have the little pencil holder in itself first. And then I have a piece of designer series paper. This is cut 1 by 11 and it's scored at 5 1/4 and then 9 and 5 and like 9/16. Basically, the easiest way to do this would just to cut your paper at 1 by 11 and to kind of fold it around where it needs to go. And you could even then just kind of take your fingernail and crease it, but basically you just want to get a good crease on the bottom down there. Now you could have also just cut 2 strips, but I kind of liked the look of it going all the way around. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive down the center of these. And then we're going to put this on here like that. Oops, I want to make sure I get it right in the middle. And I'm just going to wrap it around like this, bringing it back up. And again, you want to make sure you keep it in the middle. Ta-da! How pretty is that? Okay, and it looks like it's a little crooked. Well, the paper's a tad bit crooked, but again, you guys get the gist of it, right? I then punched out a 1.5 inch circle punch, and then this is the pretty flower from that prized Peony stamp set. And then I cut that out with a coordinating die to save a little bit of time. I've already colored it. Now this I just simply used straight out blends. I didn't do any kind of blending. I just used the regular petal pink, I think dark and light, kind of mixed them together a little bit, but didn't do anything fancy for blending. And I'm going to adhere this onto my, and then we're going to adhere this onto the center of this. Let's see, yeah, that one's really crooked. So there we go. But you guys get the idea, right? And then I have 4 pencils. I've already sharpened them, and they will fit into this perfectly like this. Cute idea, right? Isn't that just awesome? So anyway, like I said, it's a really great gift. You can have your, your friend, your kids take it to give to their friends at school, a little welcome back, or even, daycares could have probably used pencils, a little thank you for your daycare provider, all kinds of different little things you could do with that. But I was kind of feeling excited that my kids might be going back to school, and I'm hoping, I just pray it's a safe environment, but I know my girls need it. They just need to get back with their friends and instead of being home all the time. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to create something schoolish. So anyway, hope you guys like that little project. So the next thing I'm going to share with you is another card that I created. Now this is going to be a different look to using the peony stuff. So because the color scheme in this peony stuff is always that light pink and gray, I chose to incorporate Rococo Rose and to show you a little bit of a different take on it of something else that you can do with this as well. So this one I used, let me get my supplies here. I used Rococo Rose as the base of my card, and this is the 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that I cut 5.25 by 4. And then I have another piece of Rococo Rose cut 4.25 by 3.25. And then a darker piece of designer series paper cut 4 by 3. And that is going to just all be layered together. We're going to layer all this together, and then I incorporated the ribbon. So we're just going to do some really simple gluing here. Nothing too fancy. So, when you think of, I think sometimes, I know I kind of get in that rut where I'm working with a specific bundle and I think, oh, I have to use all the colors that come in it. Well, yeah, but you can also incorporate other ones. And that's exactly what I did here by using the Rococo Rose. And then I used the Rococo Rose to actually color the flower as well, okay? And that I did use the light and dark. I'm not sure if you guys can see the blending that I did in there. So some of these darker areas were done with the dark Rococo Rose blend, and then the other stuff is done with the light Rococo Rose blend. And I'm just going to adhere this down there and then put some ribbon around it. So here we go, using some glue dots, and I'm just going to adhere that around here like this. And then I cut another little piece, did my normal little, where I go underneath and tie it on. Now, if you ever do this and you're like, oh my gosh, mine don't lay like Kim's do, it's important that when you're pulling this tight that you don't kind of make it crooked. You want to pull it straight. When you pull it straight, it kind of will lay the same way that the other ribbon does. Little tip there. And then I'm going to adhere this down to my card. Like that. Then in advance, I've already got one of these colored so you can kind of see, again, just to save a little bit of time. For the green, I chose to use the Granny Apple Green, both light and dark as well. And this is going to go on with some dimensionals. And I used the bigger dimensionals on the bigger part of the flower. And then you can even use some of the little dimensionals on the littler part. I'm just gonna cut my edges here and use these as the little dimensionals because they work just as well. I'm gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put one, I'll put a bigger one there, one more down here. And then I'm just gonna peel all those off. Thank you guys for bearing with me on my issue. Like I said, those comments were not coming in, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on there like that. And then I have a 3/4 inch strip of cardstock. This is the lighter gray. And I'm gonna stamp the Love and Friendship, the same greeting that I did on my first card. So let me find it, here it is. So love and thanks to a dear friend. And I'm just gonna stamp that on here. And then I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to make a little banner. So, and for that I cut up the middle, and then from the outside point to the inside point. And if you have a little bit too much there, you just kind of cut it out. And then a couple dimensionals on that, and that's gonna go on my card as well. And then I made this, make sure that was kind of underneath that a little bit. And then I topped the card off using some more of these Faceted Gems. And this time I used the white ones because I'm going to be putting these onto the gray. So they're gonna show up really good on my gray. I put one there. I like to go flying when I use my scissors. Have you noticed that? And so I'm gonna put one here next to it, and then one more down here, like that. And then I think I did one more over here on this part, and I'll put a bigger one on there. Oh, that one, the glue didn't come with it. Oh, there we go. And one down there. And there you have a really pretty card, a little bit of a different take on it, using a different color combination, but still having a very beautiful peony. Now, if you wanted to, I actually have also my Wink of Stella pen. And so my Wink of Stella pen is where you add the glitter, and I'm gonna actually add some glitter to this one. And just to kind of give it, because I used this Wink of Stella pen on my last project that I'm gonna be sharing with you. And I really like Wink of Stella. And it just adds a little bit of glitter to it. So let me show you the difference between the two. I'll bring them both in close so you can see them. And you can see that Wink of Stella just adds a nice little touch to that card, that flower, where this one you really can't see it on there. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera. Okay, so my last project. I'm gonna get through my last project without tears because I'm really sad when I tell you who I've made this for, and I am just so bummed. So this is an over-the-top gift card holder. That's what I'm calling it. So at work, we've had a lot of changes through all of the COVID stuff. And, you know, I work at a university, we've had budget cuts. And as a result of budget cuts, they've cut some of our custodial staff. And long story short, the person who has worked in my building doing all of our custodial work, and she goes above and beyond, and it's just amazing, has been bumped into a different position in a different building. So she's going to be leaving the end of this month. And so my new boss and I decided to do something for her. I asked him if he wanted to go on a gift card or something like that. And he said that he would love to. So I created this, I'm calling it my over-the-top gift card holder. And so you can see here that this little peony, or this bigger peony, just kind of holds it in. And then you open it up and you have a spot here. Now this gift card is not the one we're giving her. This is a gift card that one of my student employees gave me the end of last year. But this is where your gift card would fit. And I'm putting thank you for all that you are. And then we're giving her a little gift as she departs our building. I'm really, really sad. Now I will have all of the scoring measurements for this beautiful project on the description of this video, so you'll be able to make it. You can see it's got lots of scoring, lots of detail. Isn't it gorgeous, you guys? I know I'm gonna make her cry because she loves my cards and loves seeing all the awesome things that I do and create. So let's make this, and I'll show you guys again. I will be posting the all the measurements of how to make this over the top gift card holder so that you'll be able to make these on your own. Now you could do anything that you wanted here to hold this in. So when I go to make this, you're going to see I only have dimensionals on half of it, but you could use ovals, you could use circles, you could do anything to put that to hold that on with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started making this awesome gift card holder. Isn't that, I just love it. So you're going to start with a piece. Now I do need to find my paper because I moved it over. I will tell you the measurements, but again, don't feel like you have to write them all down because I am going to be posting them for you as well. So you start with a piece of 4 1/4 by 10. So 4 1/4 by 10 piece of cardstock. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, I'm really bummed. I mean, she has always gone above and beyond, cleaning for us, taking out spots in our carpet. Just, yeah, I'm really going to miss her. We became really good friends in the, I think, 9 years she's been in my building. So anyway, we are going to score this. And so again, this is 4 1/4 by 10. So you take your piece of cardstock, cut it at 4 1/4 on the long edge, and you'll be able to get 2 of these out of 1 piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to score it on the long side. When I say the long side, I know people do this different ways, but when I do the long side, I put the long side up at the top of my trimmer. Okay. Now I just use this is the old Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I'm sorry I couldn't find my other one. But the other one also does the same thing, so you'd be able to score it as well. So we are going to score this on the long side at 1 3/4. So I'm just going to score it. Make sure you score it, not cut it. 1 7/8. So that is just moving it over 2 notches. So 7/8 is almost to the 2 inches. And that just gives it, so I'll show you in a minute why we did that. Then we're going to do 5 7/8. So it's going to be 2 little notches before the 6, and then again at 6, and then we're going to score this on the short side, so the short side to the top at 3. So I'm going to move this over to 3, and I'm going to score it down here. So that's all the scoring that we need, and you'll see that I have this real little edge in here, that real little like 1/8 of an inch. And that is because I wanted it to be able to be folded up and not have it be squished. So that is kind of why I did that. Okay, let me get my scissors. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually cut off the bottom part here. So I'm going to cut off this little rectangular box. Whoops, I forgot I don't need that one either. Because this is going to get folded up onto being the gift card part. So you probably wouldn't want to make this style of gift card unless it was really for a special person, or you really like to make fancy stuff, because it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of layering, but it's so worth it. Let me cut that out a little bit better. All right, so now you're going to work with this right here. And then you're going to fold on all of those lines. So this is going to fold up. This is going to fold in. I may have done the wrong side, but you guys will get the gist of it. Telling you, it must not be my night. Okay, and then we're going to fold this in. So I'm folding on all those little creases, okay? So this is going to be a little bit of a different style because the gift card is going to be on the other side. Maybe. Did I cut the wrong end of it off? I may have cut the wrong end of it off, but we're going to go with it, you guys. You're going to pretend that it's the right side. Okay. So then I have all these different cuts that I've made for layering. Lots and lots and lots of layering, okay? So, and I'm not even going to tell you guys all of the different sizes because I'm just going to post them because they're cut to the 1/4 inch because there's lots of them that lay like this. So we are going to layer a bunch of these together. And I'm glad you guys are just going with me tonight, because I think that that whole sound issue totally threw me off. Okay. So they all layered together. And then this one's going to get layered onto there as well. So this one I added an extra layer because I wanted some of the dark designer series paper on here, and I'll show you my sample again. And that is why I kind of did it just to the 1/8 of an inch. I usually don't like to do 1/8 of an inch. Oh, Susie, you're probably right. Ha! Susie, you're so smart. We got it. We got it. All right. It's working just fine. Okay, so on my sample, you can see that I put some of that gray back there, and you really aren't going to be able to see it because the gift card covers it up. But again, it's all about the presentation for me. So this one is going to fit perfectly onto this one right here. Yay, I just folded it wrong. Okay. And then you're going to have that perfect little edge around there. And then what I did to hold this up is I just used a couple of glue dots, but I'm going to do that at the very end. And then this one right here, I stamped one of the flowers on it. So let me bring in the color of my nails. So funny you should ask that, Debbie. So my nails are, they're all different. So I have to stop and talk about my nails for a minute. So my daughter, who's almost 16, and I went and got her nails done, and she went before I did. And he kind of went with an ombre look. So he did the orange and then just kind of used all 5. So when they had their color palette out, he went with the orange and then picked all of them that kind of went like right down the line. So it goes from orange to pink. Isn't that kind of cool? And I'll put it there so you guys can see it. It's kind of like just an array. So it goes orange, then a little bit more of a darker orange, pinky orange, pink, and then a lighter pink. So yeah, isn't that kind of cool? Thank you though. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stamp this on here. And that I colored, but I'm not going to take the time to color it right now. And then I took a piece of designer series paper. This is just cut 1/2 of an inch by the same size of this, which, like I said, I'm not even going to tell you guys all the measurements because they're to the 1/8 of an inch. It's going to be much easier for me to just put them into the description for you guys to be able to copy them from that, okay? And then this went on near the very bottom here. And then we're going to do some layering of that. So this is going to go onto my gray. And my adhesive is now giving me grief. You guys are troopers today. It's all I got for sticking with me. This is going to go on here. And then this one's going to get glued onto this one right here in the center. So every single panel I decorated. And like I said, I normally do not do things to the 1/8 of an inch, but I kind of felt like it was just a little too much when going to the 3/4 of an inch. It just, or 1/4 an inch, it just didn't look right. And then I even have the one for the little panel here. So let me find my little white pieces. So on this one, I stamped the real little posy on it, peony, I should say, on the bottom. And then I layered that one onto the gray as well. And I used smoky slate for my gray. Going to fit perfectly. And then, oh, my adhesive does not like me right now. There we go. And then this will get layered onto here. And then I also stamped, so part of the stamp set with that, in the stamp set, it has a little, looks like little diamonds, a little stamp. So I actually stamped this kind of sporadically on here as well, just to kind of give it a little bit of color. So that's going to get folded in. That's going to get folded up like this. That's going to come around. So we're going to now decorate this one right here. And so for that one, I did the marble. This is part of the some designer series paper because the white was just a little too stark. And so I kind of really liked the marble look instead of it being the Whisper white cardstock. It just kind of, I would say, dumbed it down a little bit, made it not so bright. And then this one is going to get adhered down to my front like that. Isn't it gorgeous, you guys? Okay, so then this one, I also have a piece that's gonna go here, and then the white that's gonna go there as well. So we're gonna stamp on this first. This is where I stamp the thank you for all that you are. And I didn't put the sticker on my stamp here, so I'm hopeful that I don't, I put it on this side. And then I took the little flower, there it is. Let me actually put a little piece underneath this because I don't want to, and I stamped it like that. So I had a little bit of flower there. So we're going to adhere those two together like that. It's going to fit perfectly on here. Again, I did this to the 1/8 of an inch so it all kind of looked the same. And then bringing this back in, this, did I put that on with, nope, I just adhered it down. Didn't know if I did dimensionals or if I just adhered it. I think I just adhered it because it was going to be thick enough with all of the cardstock layers that I did. But I really like all of those cardstock layers. So that is then going to go on like that. And then I took my glue dots and I just put a glue dot on the bottom and on the top of this little piece. So you want to do it on the top and the bottom before that score line. Okay, you can see my glue dots there. So on the top and the bottom of that. And then you're going to do it on the other side the same way. A glue dot on the top of that and one on the bottom of that. And you're just going to glue that up. And by doing it that way, it leaves this open for you to be able to insert your gift card and it will fit in there perfectly. Okay? So like I said, you're going to color that. I did color that one a little bit. And then we have this one here on the other side to do. So this one I stamped also the little flower. And I know I'm kind of going over on my time a little bit, you guys, and I apologize. Oh, there's the little flower. So in the gray again, I'm going to stamp the flower on the bottom. And I'm going to adhere these two together. So the neat thing is though all of these measurements are going to be the same. So this is the same as this one. All three of these are also the same measurements as well. So there's not going to be any, you know, having to try to figure out different sizes. They're all kind of the same. And then this gets adhered to the front. So see, you need something to keep that shut with. I am going to actually take the time to color this flower because I think you guys need to see that colored to be able to see the full aspect of it. And this marker has seen its better day because I've almost gone through a whole one of these because I love this color because it's pink. I'm a pink person. But I can go back and color it a little bit better later, but I want you guys to see what the Wink of Stella when I add it to this one. And then I'm going to use the garden, or no, this is the Granny Apple Green to color the leaf on that. And then in advance, I've colored this one right here, okay? And so what I did to kind of top this all off is I put dimensionals just on this piece right here. Now, when I first did that, I noticed that I didn't have enough. So you can see here on my sample, let me bring my sample back in. I mean, it kind of brings this whole part up a little bit. It's okay though, but it tucks right in there. But this cardstock, even using the thick Whisper white cardstock from Stampin' Up, wasn't quite enough to give it enough kind of like weight to kind of keep that shut. So what I did is I took a 1.5 inch circle and I put it behind the flower. And it just kind of gave me a little bit more to kind of hold that, have the flower serve its purpose. Because otherwise I probably would have had to have looked for something different to use there. So I put that behind there. And then all I did was I glued this on like that, and I'm going to put some dimensionals mainly along this edge right here and onto some of these little flowers. And I use them pretty heavily here because they have to hold that entire thing shut. So I put quite a few on. You're going to see I'm putting 4 there I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one right here. And then I'm going to cut a few more of the little ones here and put that on here as well. So I'm going to put one there and one here. Again, I want that to hold, to close, to keep that shut, okay? So I'm just going to take all of these off. So I really hope, like I said, that she enjoys this little gift card holder. I'm going to get it for her favorite restaurant. Her and her husband like to eat at Applebee's. But she is so bummed that she was bummed. She's been at the university for probably about, oh gosh, 14 years, which is quite a long time. But some of those custodial staff members have been there forever. And because other people's positions were completely eliminated, they had to redo things. And anyway, long story short, my amazing Joanne is leaving my building, and I am beyond bummed. So this will be the little gift that I'm going to give her, like I said, and you can see how that folds right underneath, holds that up, holds that in, and then you open it up, and then there's where your little gift card will fit. So the final thing that I did on this is, so again, you just pull that up and it fits right in. I used the Wink of Stella to add the Wink of Stella to this flower. Kind of made this just come to life a little bit more too. So that's why I had the Wink of Stella sitting here. And I'm going to do this one here too. But you could do this as a gift card holder in many different, you know, you could do it for graduations, you could do it for weddings. This would be a cute wedding one if you just changed the sentiment in the inside to a wedding one. But you know, it's a neat little way to give a gift card, and they can reuse it if they want to, or keep it. Like I would probably keep it if somebody did this for me because it's so darn cute. Finally, I topped it off with a couple of those little pink Faceted Gems. This time I used the pink onto the white. And I'm going to just use one big one and then two little ones here. And that'll be my last one. And there you have a really pretty, beautiful gift card holder. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I think it's so pretty. So, and I might actually use the other one. One of my really good friends from high school, her daughter is getting, well, got married, and they're doing a little bit of a reception for her, next weekend, but we have chosen not to go. We're just not wanting to be around a big group of people. I mean, we're seeing people, we're going out to, you know, where we need to work stores, but I don't want to purposely go out to a great big outdoor reception and a big, you know, I'm not sure how big it is, but this would be perfect, you know, if I change my sentiment to a wedding one, to be able to send her with a gift card in it as well. So, and you could even just print your gift card if you wanted to off of Amazon or something. I've done a lot of Amazon gift cards, but you can see how awesome that fits in there. And then on the sample that I originally did, I did color that flower in there as well, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, it looks pretty nice just the way it is. So those are my projects that I had designed to share with you guys tonight. I really hope that you've liked them. Let me bring them all back in. So I shared with you this awesome gift card holder. I shared with you my pencil holder. Let me grab that. It's all the way over on the other side. So my pencil holder. And then we made this beautiful card right here. And we made this beautiful card right here. And you can see the two different ways. This one's got more pink to it. This one doesn't have as much. And that was where I showed you how to actually use those awesome dies. And then finally, I wanted to share with you the cards that were my class for the Peony. A couple of you I know are going to be getting this class in the mail. So it is this card right here where I used the Magenta Madness to make this flower. Oops, it's coming off there. And then let me show you the other cards that I created. So like I said, I created brand new projects for you guys tonight because I wanted you to see some different ones using this awesome suite. Now, there is still time to purchase my Peony class if you're interested in it. They're all in plastics, but I'm not going to take them all out because I am really over on my time. But this way you guys can see all of the different cards and things that I've created. So that's why, like I said, I chose to do and focus on a couple of 3D projects, which, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. So anyway, again, if any of you are interested in putting in an online order now through Sunday night, you're actually going to get this awesome little gift card holder made and sent to you as my thank you gift for any $30 order. It cannot be in conjunction with any of the you know, if you're a card club member, it has to be something separate. But this is the little, my little gift that I'm giving everyone who does that. Oh, what the heck, you'll get both. You'll get this, and you'll get the pencils, because I have lots of those pencils for anybody who puts in an order. My host code is always on my website. It is at kimsbasementbunch.com, and you can just order there, use that host code. I'll see your order, and you will be able to get these 2 little projects. So anyway, thanks everyone for stopping. I hope to see you back here next Thursday, and I promise that I'll be following those comments, making sure that you guys can hear me right away. Thank you for your patience tonight. Again, hope you enjoyed my amazing presentation, and I'll surprise you next week with what I'm gonna have in store for you guys then. Have a great evening, everyone, and I will see you all back soon. Bye.